Good morning, y'all. I hope you guys are having a good day today. I know I'm at least having a good day today if it wasn't for the recent events that I was going through this week. And of course, today is Monday, as expected. But luckily, today is not going to be an ordinary Monday vlog as it has been for the past few weeks, as it will take a toll on my content creating ideas being completely sober, as I might say. Like show my workout routine every Monday that there is, like it's some sort of major tradition to be proud of on a daily basis, which I am not trying to make it seem like that is not even a good thing. I'm just saying that at the same time, we have to think outside the box when it comes to making content. But that's not what this video is all about today. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys what I had to go through with Amazon during my whole delivery package and all that stuff, because throughout the whole entire time, it's just been like a whole emotional roller coaster for me, just not on the slight scale of things. But there are a few things that I want to clear up for this whole segment that I'm doing right now. One, I am now finally using the Crest toothpaste that I've been telling you guys about like a few weeks ago. And two, my chest is hairy, way too hairy. I know I've been telling you guys about my entire body that been having like hair on stuff, and I've also been telling you guys that it's kind of none of your business right now, and I mean that in the nicest way possible, but it's kind of my fault. I should never told you guys in the beginning to begin with. But yeah, there are a lot of few things that we have to unpack here in this video, like a lot of things. First with the Amazon, then of course with my journalism and everything else. But I don't think that there's anything else that needs to be impacted in this video, as those two are literally the main topics that are going to be talking about in this video. But mainly the Amazon one, because I was really skeptical about that one being the main topic, and I really want that to be disclosed immediately during this entire session. Of course, this entire video is mainly going to be consistent of me doing VO about the things that I want to talk about, but I suggest that we need to talk about this quote-unquote situation so that I don't get eaten alive by this entire thing when I talk about this type of stuff. Now, the first thing I want to announce is, yes, obviously the title is clickbait. I did not get scammed by Amazon in any sort of way. They did not do anything that will go against their will and mine. And of course, I hate clickbait. I hate everything about the new generation when it comes to clickbait, but at the same time, I kind of like having fun with things like this just because, you know, I just want to, you know, just have a little bit of fun, like I just said. But I know there are limits to this, and I really do want to think that this type of stuff is really not cool, because it really isn't cool at all. You know, I get a rise out of those things sometimes when it just makes me angry inside, but at the same time, as I expected, nobody cares, and that's a sad part, but I'll get over it. Now, obviously in real life it's not really that deep, but it's just some things that I just wanted to freestyle just for the hell of it. To give you guys a little bit of a spoiler alert, I got this new selfie stick, which is actually something that I wanted to hold my camera slash iPhone. Obviously you guys know it's an iPhone, and this little eco climax at the time of me saying this. Also like how I added that little base of aggression in my voice just to get a little pump up action, just to give it a little bit more of let's per se some, like, you know, some type of wrestler like the Hulk Hogan or something. And I really said the Hulk like I'm talking about the Hulk from like the Marvel side or something like that, like I don't know what I was thinking, but you know, I just be freestyling things like this from now on. But anyways, going off script, I actually do have a new selfie stick that fortunately acts as a tripod for my phone, which was really needed. And it was part of the Amazon packages that I was telling you guys about earlier, which we still need to discuss about, because that's kind of the main topic of this entire video, because what I'm going to explain to you guys later on is really like a story time that I'm going to be letting you guys in on. And you guys don't have to mind me getting ready back here. I was just doing this just for a little preparation, like me putting on some Aquaphor, which I really do need to change the value of using my skincare routine, because honestly I'm getting kind of sick of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though I like using it to clear my face sometimes, I really do need to get to CeraVe, which my brother has recommended me with, obviously because I feel like it's the core concept of keeping my face completely clean, spotless, and less acne on there. CeraVe is still a way to go, but I think I might do it on, well, probably during the summer, because I feel like during the summer I will get the better feeling. You know, it's hot, it's 90 degrees outside, and doing that will actually give me the core concept of feeling that I am more of a better man than I was before. But I'm still a better man regardless though, there's no change in that. Now the selfie stick that I have in question is the size of a 4'1" tall, and is extremely better for me to use whenever I don't feel like holding my camera that much. The three little legs that I have is a little bit stable for me, so that I won't have to make sure that it's completely stabilized, because it does its own job. And that is the much detail that I'm going to give, as I want to save the rest rest for the video, and I'm going to explain a little bit just for the one time. I'm not the type to spoil, but the type that will make so much things even more harder than it already has to be. And also, I finally gotten the Dove's Head and Shoulder shampoo and conditioner all mixed in one, which kind of sounds like a recipe for disaster waiting to happen sometime in the nearby future. But at this point, I probably would expect less from both tea and olive oil because obviously they're probably both bad news, but I need one, just one, to selective outrage sometimes. And obviously the right answer to what the bad one is the fucking olive oil. I hate that one. I'm not gonna use that one ever again. And I might have to throw in that after hair care product as well, because that's my only source of some type of thing that can actually have my hair not used in a lucrative way. And what I mean by that is I don't want my hair to be curled up every single time, but sometimes the tea tree oil, or I'm at the tea tree Head and Shoulders, can sometimes make it curly, but sometimes luckily it will not make it that curly. While I was in the bathroom getting ready for today, the power randomly decides to go off while I was still recording, which is the most uncool thing that could ever happen to me. And yeah, I know I sound like one of those douchebag millennials that be hanging around a skate park, or even worse, go surfing at some beach near the Santa Monica Pier. The type of dudes that go around saying like, this is so uncool, bro, you know what I mean? Like, huh. And I'm like, shut up, bro. No one even cares about what generation you represent to the public eye, even if they didn't ask you for your opinion on stuff. The world keeps on spinning without you, clearly. I'm not trying to make this about no entire generational war or something like that. I'm just trying to make the good first impression of things that I want to do. So mocking them makes me alive. Now, obviously, I went to go and check to see if the toilets still run even if the power is out. And I've just now learned that even if the power goes out, the toilets will not even work because I believe that it's connected to some outlet somewhere. And also the fact that I have to learn these types of things by myself with the problems that goes on around here without any type of guide is a little bit concerning for the elders out there who never taught me about anything like this. But you are supposed to grow and learn. It's called growing and learning. Eventually you don't have to have any type of elder out there to help you with things like this, but you know, I just feel like sometimes it just feels a little bit shady in my opinion. And even though it is light outside, it actually did turn out that my mom forgot to pay the electric bill or something. I guess that's the probable cause of this, but sometimes it really does happen. I guess this is really an eye-opener or reality check that my parents are finally getting old to the point that they're forgetting some things, and that our family is going to have to watch over them one day when they finally hit the golden age of their last years here before they finally, you know, get to see their untimely expiration someday in the deep future. So yeah, wise words from Ron Woods Jr. Take it and heave them while you can. And now that the power is back on, let me showcase you guys of what I'm going to be wearing for today. The fit is that I'm wearing a maroon shirt, some black shorts, and of course my headband. But of course I'm not going to be wearing this for today. It is not going to be this type of thing that I'm going to be wearing for today. It is going to be this. A maroon shirt with blue denim jeans and of course my glasses. The kind of fashion that I'll be wearing is forever in question, but I am thinking about reevaluating some things like this, and that is going to be soon talked about in some video sometime. And this is going to be the least of my worries, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into the thing that we're gonna be talking about here. Just swiftly doing some freestyles here during the voiceover. Now what I am doing right now is jotting some things in my notebook to come up with some ideas for the future, and possibly sometime this week I have a little bit of things that can actually correlate to some other stuff that I can get down for my content creating ideas, and doing that is kind of actually just putting some things on the map. And I actually do have some ideas that can actually come into the nearby future, because I have a lot of things that I have jotted down here on this little notepad. Wait, did I say notepad? I meant notebook. I'm getting things really twisted here. Now, even though I have some things already written down here on my notebook, here are a couple of things that I am doing right now. One, I am doing the voiceover during the Amazon review video, which I already told you guys that this is what it is. And even a minor spelling check, because I actually added 2 S's instead of 1 on the word necessary, even though that's kind of what the whole theory about this whole thing is. You know, I just kind of like didn't even know that I had to use 1 S instead of adding 2. Even the elementary school education could even stop me from being this a little bit on the wrong side of things with education. There's nothing wrong with mine though, just a little mistake like usual. It says I already have completed this side of the section with my trailer video to begin my entire channel, even though it's been like 7 years since I barely even started. I can go back and check these little boxes that I don't have to be reminded about this notebook every time I'm trying to do something. It really drives me to the bottom of the barrel for that every time this happens, it completely sinks me away from some things that are important important. And I have no idea why I sound so nasally right there. I should not even been that way. Okay, so now that we're finally here to the point that I've just been yapping for a good 9 minutes, I'm gonna continue to yap some more. But the best part about it is that we're finally here at the Amazon packaging reporting talk. So the other day, I was thinking about getting me something that can hold my phone while I'm recording so that I don't have to carry in my hand every single second of the day whenever I feel like recording. And I came up with a brilliant idea to go ahead and order myself a tripod off of Amazon, the somewhat cheapest shopping marketplace of all time. Well, it's not actually that cheap though. There are some expensive prices on some things that I might want to invest in the future, which is kind of a surprise of me considering the fact that it clearly says that it's not always the cheapest marketplace of all time. So basically, Amazon is just another bootleg version of Walmart, which is a sad consideration knowing how I feel about that place. So for the kids that want to use their parents' credit card to buy some Robux that won't even last that long when they turn 13, make sure to use it wisely so that they won't notice that their credit card is gone. I mean, it's not like they're going to get a notification on their phone saying that you spent $100 on some Roblox digital gift card that's worth over 11,000 Robux for the game. Like, what kind of parent would even think about doing that to let that happen to begin with, unless they're not paying attention to their child's online activity like most new generated parents are doing nowadays? But don't answer that question because we don't know the answer to that one. Anyway, sorry for that little crash out rant. I just got caught in the moment and couldn't resist. But yeah, I went on Amazon to get me a tripod to get my phone or a camera to stand by itself, and I didn't want to have it be handheld every second of the day, so I checked to see if any of those tripods that wasn't worth over $30 because I wanted to purchase it at a cheap price. I wanted a tripod that could be standing by a sturdily position and something that will be able to fit in any room that I go to. So what I did is that I watched a couple of reviews on this one so that I could actually see what it looks like in reality instead of having an expectation of what I thought it would look like in person. Because to be truthful with you guys, I barely did that to see the surface levels of imagination being a great example of going out and doing things before you think about doing them. I actually found a somewhat perfect tripod stand for me, and it actually came from a company named Sensign. This tripod stand is apparently 6'2" tall, and it's about half as tall as me compared to when I stand next to it in person. So I went and ordered the tripod on Monday and had to wait for only 2 days despite the fact that it said that it was going to arrive on Thursday. I guess that goes to show you that Amazon delivery packages can sometimes be fast depending on how long it will keep you giving false information on the delivery date. On the afternoon of March 5th, my package finally arrived at the door, and by the way it is looking, it looks like that it couldn't be a tripod that I ordered and somehow might be a long-range double-barrel shotgun sitting at the front of our porch. Like, imagine if Amazon really sells some stuff like that and it was deeply allowed. That would stir up some major controversy. Well, I mean, there are some kid toy versions of it, but still. Now, the unpackaging part, if that's even a word to even exist, and if not, I'm sorry, it's the most hardest of me trying to get my package out and do a little unboxing for you guys. Like, for example, whenever I tried to use the scissors to cut the tape off the box, it would still slide back to its original position as I had it before. Or whenever I tried to put my fingers on the tip of the box, pause because I don't want you guys to take it out of context, it would still refuse to open up the package. Like, bro, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The fact that Amazon really had to resort to hard package opening instructions without even offering some is beyond me. But in their defense, they're not the only packaging company to have this sort of problem. I'm just being a real hater against them, and that's fine. I'm not the only one throwing rocks at them. But after what seems to be about 20 years, I finally got the package open and had to take a close look at what I'm dealing with. But of course, pulling the wrapping out of the bag with the item inside would be the hardest thing to do, as I do have the camera in my hands, meaning my right hand, and the box at the other. But you know, it's called dedication. I'm obliged to even consider this as a dedicated small-handed workout. But for real though, it was hard to get this open. And as I was setting up the tripod, there were a few pros and cons that I discovered whilst putting the pieces together. Pro, the tripod after it is completely set up is perfectly sturdy and has the lock-in pads to measure the height and that I would want my camera angle to be positioned. But unfortunately, the big fat con would be that when they said that it was 6'2" tall, they really meant it was that tall to begin with. Meaning that yes, it is only for the stand for you to have your camera and not something to hold it while vlogging like a real YouTuber. So this was a total scam, but it was a good scam because this was something that I needed for in the future anyways, so I guess I won this battle. I'm overly dedicated to my hard work and adventures. Also, I forgot to tell you guys that the tripod is made out of hard metal, so it is definitely for a stand and not a carry in your own pocket kind of thing. And the reason I'm saying that is because I cut my thumb trying to open one of the parts up, which was a huge mistake. So typical silly me, right? But now that I got your unapproved attention face here, I now want to let you guys know that I came up with a backup plan. Remember that one selfie stick recommendation you guys saw earlier in this vid? Well, I went on ahead and ordered that one the next day because I feel like I was trying to find something that could hold my phone in an area that's so small like the bathroom, for example. Now, just like the same ordering result that I faced last time, I had to wait for 2 days for the package to finally arrive and show up at the front door. However, due to my recent concerns about how I wanted my package to be delivered here, it actually said on my radar that it was supposed to be delivered here to my location, which it finally did. But did the package show up at the front door? No, it showed up at the damn parcel locker, meaning that it arrived and was placed in the mailbox. Nice job, Amazon. Good going, and my tax dollars are going straight to you guys for this one. And I can't believe we really had to resort to this registration, but I guess I'll take the heat for this one. It's the thought that counts. Fast forward into March 8th, my mom finally arrived home, and I asked her for the mail key because I don't have one of my own to get the package, which seems kind of odd. I then took a stroll over to the lockers and tried to unlock it with the key, and somehow wouldn't let me open it for some reason. It then turns out that it was the wrong tactical locker where my package was placed at, and my mom had to demonstrate that to me because I wasn't paying attention like that. It was low-key embarrassing because the neighbor's truck was on, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was watching me trying to open the locker and I was too busy struggling by my low knowledge awareness skills. But hey, at least I somehow still got it to open, right? Well, I finally got my package out of the mailbox. I came across some stars in the sky and counted about 15 of them hanging around up there. My mom didn't explain to me that the 3 horizontal stars hanging around up there together is called the Orion's Belt. It is apparently the brightest constellation seen from around the world during the fall and the winter season. I like to stargaze every night, especially during the summertime, because that's where the vibes kick in, so that was kind of a fun fact to know about in the spare time. I then grabbed some scissors that actually worked this time to cut the package open as it proceeds to finally open without having to cut myself or twist my fingers for an extra cardboard box. The company that presents to me their latest and greatest tripod invention is a selfie stick called the Selfie Show. The tripod is the height of a midget, which is 4'1", the kind of height that I was looking forward to represent in the first place. And by that, I mean the invention, not me. I'm actually 5'7" if you guys haven't known. Now, the box is pretty easy to open besides the last one, and you guys already know the remedies of how a tripod works, but there's a bunch of cool things that I wanted to point out during this little session here. First, it's the way that the selfie stick looks like one of my toothbrushes, which matches the same color as midnight black. You can bend the neck of it back and forth in any way you want, and it's even got these cute little flaps to help you keep your phone balanced in the right position that you want it to be. And to be honest, that's pretty awesome stuff. The best part is that you have this power button connected to the pod so that when I press it, it will start flashing blue over and over to connect to a phone that's using a Bluetooth. And the way that blue beam looks, you can easily zap someone in laser tag. The camera icon button on the lower part shows that when you're connected to Bluetooth and have the camera app open, you can easily press it to take a picture or start recording your video like that. Keep in mind this is not a video sponsored by them, I'm just giving out the repeated details that I am seeing. But shout out to the company though, they're good people for applying me with this. The instruction manual applies me with the basic stuff to do like usual, and it even tells me to replace the battery when it starts to not work anymore. And I'm not sure where I can go and pick up another one of those things, but I'm about to do some research to see and figure out where I can go and get them at. These 3 little legs of course hold the position that you want to have your stick stand. The one thing I don't like is that the little balancing notch that's made out of aluminum metal, it could have easily been something better with that. Like the way it stands, it feels unbalanced, but you know, it'll get the gist. The neck of this thing can easily extend further and doesn't require any lock positions, which is a good thing to know. And then you can close it all the way back just like that, and then there you go. The selfie stick that is the best in the world to ever exist in my opinion. So looking back at our early adventures of how we somehow got swindled by Amazon, I would most likely recommend that the selfie stick is a 10 out of 10 and will forever recommend. And if you're looking for a metal tripod that you want to place on the ground anywhere and won't be able to have it on any form of table without touching the ceiling, then I would recommend the Senside version instead, because you're not going to have it fit in your pocket like a, you know, some type of dude. Or most likely, maybe, just maybe, do both, because that's how I did it. But the lesson that we all learned during this video is that Amazon, next time you better deliver the package that I have on time, and it better be standing at the front of my door in front of my house, or else. I'm just kidding. Love you guys. Thanks for helping me get through another stress relief once again. It's been a pleasure serving you like I always do. So yeah, that's gonna conclude today's video. Make sure to follow my social media links in the description down below.